What's up, duders? Time for your daily dose of internet madness. Clock's ticking. 5 seconds to brace yourself. I'm about to guide you through the emotional equivalent of tripping over a bouquet and landing in a cake. Deep breath. Let's begin. My partner cheated with the person who wrote our wedding vows. I never expected my life to take the shape of a half-forgotten wedding centerpiece, pretty at first glance, wilted once you look closely. When Milo and I got engaged, I thought we were designing a future like one of those polished online mood boards. Soft gold lighting, eucalyptus, promises that hum in the background like a favorite song. And part of that design was hiring a professional vow writer, someone who could help put our messy, real love into beautiful sentences. Enter Aria. Aria was recommended by a friend who said she had a way of coaxing poetry out of the tongue-tied. Milo was notoriously sentimental but hopeless with articulation. He could feel everything deeply, yet struggled to translate that into words. So working with a vow writer seemed perfect. Aria arrived at our apartment for the consultation wearing a cobalt shawl that looked like it was woven from crushed sky. She spoke with the kind of soft confidence that makes you want to lean forward to hear better, and she carried a notebook filled with tiny, elegant handwriting. She asked about our history, how Milo and I met, what love meant to us, how we fought, how we made up, what dreams we whispered in the early morning when the world was still asleep. Her questions were thoughtful, warm, a little too intimate, even then, in retrospect. But at the time, I thought, wow, she's great at her job. We met with her 3 times over video calls and twice in person. She drafted vows that made me cry. They were tender, specific, honest without being too confessional. She captured the way Milo chews on the inside of his cheek when he's anxious, the way I tap my foot when I'm excited, the way we both reach for each other unconsciously in our sleep even when we're angry. She wrote about our morning pancakes and our first thunderstorm together, and how Milo once fixed my bicycle chain while wearing a full suit because he didn't want me to be late for work. It felt like she understood us. Or that's what I believed. Our wedding was warm and golden and wrapped in joy. Milo's vows were perfect. Mine weren't half bad either. Our friends cheered. My mother wept into her wrist corsage. And for a while, it was exactly what a marriage should be. Quiet companionship with bursts of laughter and pockets of adventure. Until 3 months ago. The beginning of the unraveling was deceptively small. Milo started guarding his phone, not dramatically, just turning it face down more often. He'd step outside to take a call during dinner. He became weirdly defensive when I asked who he was texting. At first, I didn't think much of it. Everyone gets stressed. Everyone goes through phases. But then I saw her name pop up on his lock screen when he forgot to flip the phone over. Aria. At first, my brain tried to find the innocent explanation. Maybe she was sending us a surprise anniversary poem. Maybe she was checking in about a testimonial for her website. Maybe, God help me, she was planning some post-wedding romantic gesture Milo wanted to surprise me with. The truth began to appear in crooked fragments. One night I walked into the living room and found him sitting with his head in his hands. He looked like someone who'd just run a marathon he never trained for. Tired, pale, trembling. He said he needed to tell me something. My stomach dropped so sharply it felt like my insides had skipped a floor in a malfunctioning elevator. He told me everything, or at least, everything he could face saying. During the vow writing process, he'd started confiding in Aria more than he confided in me. He told her things that he should have told me. His fears about marriage, his insecurities, his doubts, the pressure he felt to be the partner I deserved. And she'd listened, validating him in a way that felt profound, he said. They texted, then called, then met for coffee, then for drinks, then for more. He said it started after the wedding, but my gut doesn't trust that timeline. I didn't ask for more. My brain couldn't take it. I only remember the strange calm that spread through me like someone had poured cold water inside my chest. I asked when it ended. He said it hadn't. Aria had apparently told him that their connection was some once-in-a-lifetime intersection of souls, which, hilariously, is exactly the kind of line she'd put in a vow draft. Except this time it was meant to tear apart a marriage instead of sanctify one. What followed was a blur of shouting, crying, silence, logistical chaos, and the humiliating realization that the woman who'd written the words that bound us had been unbinding us all along. I moved out 2 weeks later. Now I'm staying in a sublet with mismatched furniture and a kitchen sink that drains slower than grief. My friends have rotated through with casseroles, wine, and righteous fury. My mother wants to drive to this woman's house with a shovel, which, while concerning, is also the most motherly thing she's ever said. I feel hollow, like the vowels and consonants that once held my world together have dissolved. Aria wrote us vows meant to last a lifetime. Instead, they lasted 11 months. I'm filing for divorce. I don't know what lesson I'm supposed to learn from all this. Maybe that intimacy can be mistaken for love. or that vulnerability offered to the wrong person becomes kindling for destruction. Or maybe it's just that no one should ever outsource the heart of their promises to a stranger. Hold on, just pausing here, because if you're like me, you're currently clutching your metaphorical pearls and whispering, "Not the vow writer." That's like being robbed by the person who framed your family portrait. Let's breathe. Drink water. Hug a pillow. Okay, back in we go. The sublet is strange. It has mint green walls and a persistent smell of lavender detergent. The kind of place where nothing is yours except the ache you carry in. But slowly, I'm adjusting. I've started therapy. I've taken up walking at dusk. There's something soothing about watching the sky turn bruised purple while the world quiets down. I haven't spoken to Milo in weeks. He sent one email apologizing again, saying he's also in therapy, and that he ended things with Arya. I didn't respond. Not because I'm trying to punish him, but because I have nothing left to say. The silence feels like a warm bath, unfamiliar but healing. Sometimes I reread our vows, trying to see whether there were hints buried inside them, whether the words were infused with secrets I didn't recognize at the time. But every line now looks too polished, too universal, too poetic. Not us, not truly. I've decided to write my own vows for myself now. Not for another wedding, but as a sort of promise to stay loyal to my own intuition. Maybe cheesy, but I need the symbolism. I need to reclaim language. I'll post an update when things settle. Right now, I'm just trying to breathe. Update. Hi again, everyone. I didn't expect the original post to get much attention, but apparently vow writer infidelity is as absurdly specific as it is emotionally explosive. A lot has happened, and for once, most of it is good. First, the divorce is finalized. It went more smoothly than I expected. Milo didn't fight me on anything. He looked tired during the meetings, like a man who'd aged 5 years in 5 months. I didn't feel triumph or rage, just a sad kind of acceptance. Second, I ran into Arya. It was at the farmer's market of all places. She was standing near the honey stand, looking rumpled and distracted. For a moment, neither of us registered the other. Then her eyes recognized me and widened like a startled deer. She tried to speak, but the words stuck in her throat. I didn't want a scene. I didn't want closure. I just nodded once and walked away. It felt oddly powerful, like choosing silence over poison. Third, I finished my personal vows. They aren't poetic. They aren't artistic. They're clumsy and honest and entirely mine. I promised myself to trust slowly, to love deliberately, to listen to the small alarm bells in my chest instead of dismissing them as nerves, and I promised to never again outsource my emotional handwriting. Finally, this is the part I didn't expect. I've started seeing someone. Very casually. His name is Julian. He works at a neighborhood plant nursery and once spent 20 minutes explaining the personality traits of different succulents. He laughs with his whole body. It's not love, but it's something like sunlight through a cracked window. Warm, gentle, low risk. I'm not rushing anything. I'm just living. And in a weird, fragile way, I'm hopeful. Oh, thank goodness, we made it out alive. I was worried I'd have to crawl into the story and personally snatch the pen away from people making terrible choices. But look at our OP now, hydrated, healing, and lightly flirting with a succulent enthusiast. We love to see emotional photosynthesis. If there's a moral here, and I'm contractually obligated by the universe to offer one, it's this. Never hand the keys of your heart to someone whose job involves professional intimacy and pretty metaphors. Also, write your own vows, even if they sound like a grocery list annotated by feelings. Anyway, your turn. Would you ever hire a vow writer again after reading this? Or are we all team DIY now? That's all, folks. Don't forget to upvote the video. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Doot doot.